Nintendo's biggest release for the rest of 2020, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, might be in your hands sooner than you thought it was going to be. PlayStation 5 unboxings hit the internet, and I guess I should mention it and share my thoughts on it. And finally, Super Mario 3D All-Stars is getting an update, a free update on November 16th, which leads me to some very interesting questions about this game. What's going on, guys? I'm RGT85. If this is your first time on the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But without any further ado, let's talk about what's going on in the world of video games. So arguably the biggest game for the Nintendo Switch for the rest of 2020 has to be Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys or anything. I am a Hyrule Warriors fanboy. You know, the Dynasty Warriors games are kind of coolish, but I never really cared about the source material because, well, it was just kind of history-based stuff. But when Hyrule Warriors came out on the Wii U, I absolutely fell in love with this game. It was probably one of my most played Wii U games ever, and I just loved incorporating the Legend of Zelda franchise into the Dynasty Warriors style of gameplay because it just seemed like a perfect fit. You had a bunch of different characters, you had a bunch of different areas that you visited from various Zelda games. I played it on the Wii U, I beat it on the Wii U, I did a bunch of the adventure maps on the Wii U, I loved it. I picked it up once again on the new Nintendo 3DS, I played it again and I loved it. And then yes, recently I actually bought it again on the Nintendo Switch and played through the game once again. I beat the game and now I'm messing around on adventure maps and I just love it. It's a very addictive style of gameplay. The fact that you're constantly unlocking new characters and of course new weapons and stuff really just adds to the game, and it's a game that you could sink a ton of time into. So Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is definitely high on my radar for the rest of 2020 games. It's probably the game I'm most excited for the rest of 2020. Maybe that and Spider-Man Miles Morales on the PlayStation 5 because, well, I'm a fan of Spider-Man as well. But it seems like you'll actually be able to try out Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity before the game releases towards the end of November. According to a listing on Nintendo of Korea's website, it seems to say that Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity will be getting a demo at some point in time before the game releases, where you can play through some of the first few areas of the game. What's nice about this demo is the fact that this demo, when you save your progress in the game, this will actually transfer over to your final copy of the game, so you won't have to go through that initial area once again, should you not want to do that. And honestly, I think that's a smart decision. Although Hyrule Warriors does definitely have sort of a cult following as a game because, well, it's just awesome. Obviously, Nintendo wants this game to be very successful because they've made a lot of improvements with this game. Instead of just giving the Legend of Zelda license over to Koei Tecmo and saying, here, have fun with it, you know, do what you want to do, Nintendo is definitely more hands-on with this, according to Nintendo and Koei Tecmo, as far as the development of this game is concerned. It's the prequel to one of the biggest Zelda games and the best-selling Zelda game of all time, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So obviously there's going to be a lot more of an emphasis on story, which was more of a passing thing in Hyrule Warriors. There was some story related stuff, but really you were more interested in the gameplay. Whereas with this game, I feel like the story is actually going to play a very integral role in everything because people seem to love the Breath of the Wild timeline. Of course, you also have the fact that a lot of improvements have been done to Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I think the Breath of the Wild graphical style looks absolutely fantastic. It's definitely one of the best looking games we've seen so far on the Nintendo Switch. So I'm all on board with this game. Like I said, it is one of my most anticipated games of 2020 for the rest of the year, and I think it's going to be an absolute banger of an experience. So yes, it does appear that we will be getting a demo with save transfer data for this demo as well at some point before Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity actually comes out. And you know what? Release it now. I want to play the game now. No, I'm just being stupid. But yes, it'll be a very exciting thing. So let me know in the comments section down below if you are one of those people who sort of avoids demos because, well, I guess you don't want to just sort of get sunk into it and then not be able to experience everything, or if you are like me and will be checking to see when this demo releases. If you're one of the cool kids on the internet, you got to unbox the PlayStation 5 today. Obviously, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X are coming very soon. We are less than 1 month away from these systems being in our hands. And yes, PlayStation 5 unboxings did hit the internet this morning. I watched a couple of them. I was kind of interested in it. I don't know. Unboxings to me are just kind of weird because you're just taking stuff out of a box and like everyone is going to have a very similar style of experience. I guess the one thing I took away from this this is that the PlayStation 5, yes, is a very big system. It's just like the Xbox Series X in terms of size of the actual console itself, and the fact that people seem to really like the new DualSense controller. They say that the haptic feedback is a very nice addition to it. You can't really talk about games or anything playing on it. You simply could just unbox it and then do your unboxing on the internet this morning. Like I said, it's kind of cool. There's a bunch of videos out there if you want to watch them after you watch this video. I probably will be doing an unboxing video of my PlayStation 5 because, well, people seem to like unboxing videos. But yeah, just to me personally, it's not the most interesting thing in the world. I'm more interested in the games. I almost feel like, you know, we've been seeing so many of little pieces of both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. I'm ready to just have this in my hands. I'm ready to play these systems, and I'm ready to play the games on these systems. But yes, PlayStation 5 unboxings have hit the internet. I feel like if I didn't mention it, I wouldn't be covering the entire world of video games. So there you go. And finally, Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I thought I was done with you. I thought I had moved on. We had a great run. We had a bunch of great videos about you. Make sure you guys check out the video from Sunday because we talked about Super Mario 3D All-Stars and the limited availability of it. But yes, I felt like, you know, I was done with this. You know, there really wasn't much else to say about it. Everything was pretty much out in the open. But now Nintendo's like, hey, you gotta talk about Super Mario 3D All-Stars again because, well, we're doing something to the game. Yes, Nintendo is adding in a free update to Super Mario 3D All-Stars. And really, it's not so much about the update to me, but sort of the questions that follow this with the update. So in case you have not heard, early this morning, Nintendo of America put out a tweet saying a free software update is coming to Super Mario 3D All-Stars on November 16th that adds a new inverted camera control setting for all three games. Now, this was definitely something that I touched on in my review of Super Mario 3D All-Stars because while personally I don't use inverted camera controls, the fact that this was not an option in order to play these games did seem very strange. Of course, Super Mario Sunshine had inverted camera controls for the FLUDD system, so a lot of people were used to that, and the fact that you were not able to use FLUDD with an inverted camera style really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. It had been a very long time since I played Super Mario Sunshine. I'm still not a huge Super Mario Sunshine fan. I never will be, damn it. But I did sort of understand the fact that people wanted inverted controls when they played this game because that's how they remember playing it. And of course, if they've played the game recently, it's pretty much engraved into your brain. But adding in inverted controls for all of these games is a nice little thing, but it leads me to lots of questions because you can't just look at it as a free update. You have to sort of look at what else this entails. First and foremost, are you going to do other free updates with this game? Because obviously this game is going away in a matter of few months. So why are you adding in a free update to a game that obviously you don't even care enough about in order to have it be available past March 31st of 2021, unless you are going to elongate that by offering different options in order to play these games? I think that's a very interesting thing that a lot of people need to consider. You also have to consider the fact that why wasn't this included in the original game in the first place? If you would have just made a stand on this and been like, okay, these are the controls in the game, this is how you're going to control the game, I think people would have moved on and accepted it. I think a lot of people did not expect inverted controls to be added to this game. Now, while yes, it is good that you are listening to fan feedback on the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection and adding in inverted controls, why wasn't it in the first place? Did you not think that people would want to be able to control the games like they remembered controlling the games back in the day? It just seems like a silly omission in the first place, and then adding this in pretty much is saying that, you know, we goofed, we messed up with this, and we should have had it in the first place. Could Mario 64 end up getting that widescreen support that everyone wants? No, it's not going to happen, but it would be nice. But then you have one other fact that I don't think a lot of people are considering that really just rubs me the wrong way, because if you have the physical edition of this game and you decide not to update it, or you decide to play the physical edition of the game past March 31st for the first time on your Nintendo Switch, are you going to be able to download this update? Why wasn't this update included in the game originally so that when you buy the cartridge, you got the full experience on the cartridge? It's just such a weird thing to me. It just shows that this collection was definitely a cash grab. Like I said, it's still a great collection of games, don't get me wrong. I love Super Mario 64. I love Super Mario Galaxy. And you also got Super Mario Sunshine if you're a fan of that. But the fact that they're adding in inverted controls after the fact via a free update just really sort of rubs me the wrong way. It just sort of shows that, yeah, they probably did rush this out to the market, even though it's not like Mario's 35th anniversary all of a sudden popped up out of nowhere. You know, time is an ever-going thing. You always have to factor in time. But yes, if you are a fan of inverted controls, you will be getting them in Super Mario 3D All-Stars on November 16th. Alright, so that is going to do it for today's video, but before we go, I want to show off something that I got in the mail today. I actually forgot I bought this, but I'm glad I did, and that is the Ikaruga Physical Edition, the Collector's Edition from Nicalis. I am a big Ikaruga fan. I'm not good at the game by any stretch of the imagination, whether we're talking about on the Dreamcast or the GameCube, or the version that came out, of course, on the Nintendo Switch digitally. But yes, I did pick up this Collector's Edition. I really love the game. I think it's awesome, even though I suck at it. The graphics are great. The music is great. I do own the game digitally already, so there's really no reason for me to open this up. I know a lot of people say, why do you have so many sealed games, RGT? It's because I have the games digitally. I either got a review code for them or I bought them digitally, and then I buy the physical edition because I like to double dip. I like to have the physical edition. Is that bad? Is that bad? But yeah, I just wanted to show this off. A nice package. It comes with a model kit inside that I would never assemble in the first place anyway, so very cool stuff though. I love Ikaruga. If you love hardcore shoot 'em ups, you've probably played this game to death, but if for some reason you haven't, it's definitely a game worth checking out. But that is all that is going on in the world of video games, so let me know in the comments section down below what you think of everything. Would you be excited for a Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity demo? Are you excited by PS5 unboxings? And if you are, be sure to watch my PS5 unboxing whenever I get the damn system, and Super Mario 3D All-Stars getting a free update. Should this have been included in the base game? I think I know the answer to that question. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Be sure to check out other videos on the channel as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.